We return for episode 153 in the challenge series. I think that's right.
It's something like that.
It's 3 or 4. You've seen the title. Editing Riker will know.
Post-production Riker will put the text on the screen right now in front of us, most likely.
Or he won't, just to spite you. Anyway.
I'm here.
You're rubbing off on me, yeah. Logan is here. He insisted on it, and I'm not surprised considering what I know about this week's racing. Christ! We are away from Mount Panorama Bathurst. That thing has just fucking accelerated. Jesus.
Look, it's a rally car.
Yeah, but I didn't realize to what extent it was just going to launch. Always a cluster running up towards T1 here because this track is exactly 2 cars wide, basically.
Yeah. If you got the,
Well, that's not a good start. Well, we are exactly 2 corners into the week, and already Kevin Bagstrom has given you a punting.
Yeah. Trust me. Yeah, as you can obviously hear, I was not too thrilled with that.
Or C, for that matter, as you give it back to him at the next hairpin. Apparently, as the notes say, it actually started before that. I see. Yeah, that's not where Firebirds are supposed to go. He finally moves over, but you just... I think you just pushed him aside so you could get ahead of McIntosh, and I'm sure that's... He probably didn't like that either, but to be fair, he kind of started... He started it, and he's continuing it.
Pushed him out the way, told him he was #1, then skedaddle and skedoodle.
You're not even driving a Corvette. Not this race, anyway. And then you give him another... Until you hit him into a Corvette, but not in a way that would have damaged it. Probably a good thing. Barbara doesn't need to lose another car.
Another Corvette, nonetheless.
Well, all she drives is Corvettes, so... More contact. I think that was just kind of... more because it was just a tight space than anything. More contact. He's keeping his nose there. That's English, maybe.
If gap, then both.
It's like you finally get by. It took basically 2/3 of a lap. And now you got a nice parachute with all of that air damage.
Yeah.
Which just explains how you're stuck drawing even with a Skyline. In a Firebird, you have like almost twice as much horsepower as that thing. But Thrasher just doesn't feel like fighting through the chase. Probably for the best, like he has some kind of self-preservation or some shit.
I don't know what that is.
God, we have chaos at the front, too. Battle between effectively 2 old Italian cars. Axel tried to get down the inside, but Dom just kind of sat in the middle of the road, and that foiled his plans, we'll say. Ends up running to the back of the Countach, and they pit for that. We have a new, one new driver debuting this week, which is, Yukinami Yuzuha. Yuzuha is her first name, but she's Japanese, and she kind of pseudo-insisted on her, you know, it's the proper way you're supposed to do it with Japanese names. The given name is second. But very few other drivers in our series really care either way, but I guess she does. Very eclectic. eclectic vehicle choice. She's a member of Team AMT, which, as I understand, that's because she is here due to Alice Timefield's influence, although Alice herself isn't in this category, so go figure. And there's a decent number of AMT cars in this race. Welcome, just butted heads with one of them.
Yeah, trust me, we became aware of AMT being here. As I pass, one of the hometown drivers.
Yeah, one of the two. Yeah. Her and Tank Tomlin, who's still leading. It's a rally car 1-2, courtesy of Axel and Dom DePrisco's lap 1 incident.
Oh,
but it's not.
Now.
And then Ryza is right up to the back of Wanda Glass to try and get on the podium and join her team's new driver there. And you're up to the back of your own teammate.
Yeah. Some people can't actually tell the difference between me and Storm sometimes. I don't know why.
I don't really interact with Storm enough times for it to matter to me. As Ryza's gonna out-drag the RX-7, which means both you and Storm have absolutely nowhere to go until that settles. Jesus, Glass. She's gonna send it, she's gonna lose control. We're kind of getting used to a level of aggression from Wanda Glass, which that definitely falls right in line with. But her aggression will actually just cost her as you go by, and she's barely able to keep Storm back there. We'll see if you butt heads with the second AMT member here. You get pinched. But I think Ryza isn't in the wrong for doing that. Not that that really matters, but you know. Oh my lord, Barbara.
Yeah, I saw that in my rearview mirror. I can't confirm she was on one time for a second.
Looks like you will actually get ahead of the C63 with no drama. When did that happen? A while ago that happened. Looks like it's at after the chase. I don't remember what this corner is actually called. Alright, it's Gap Audi. Tomlin had to back out of that one. He didn't really have a choice. Let's see. Oh yeah, Wanda's really falling off now. She's down to 8th. Less than a lap ago, she was trying to make a pass for 3rd. Now, she's under threat of falling out of the top 8, courtesy of the 29 car right on her tail.
Which, honestly, if there's any driver you don't want to have hounding you in this part of the track, it's Isabel.
I'd argue it's you, but it depends on how you look at it.
She's got way more experience around here, and trust me, if I ever see her in my rearview mirror while going either up or down the mountain, I am absolutely terrified.
I guess it depends on how you look at it. If you're scared of being overtaken, Isabel might be more intimidating. If you're scared of getting sent to the garage, it's probably somebody on your team.
Yeah. Maybe not under best behavior lately.
No. They haven't had a reason not to be for a while, but depending on how your post-race conversation with Bagstrom went, I'm sure that's probably subject to changes. If I know you well, and I feel like I do by this point.
Well, yeah, we've known each other for going on 5 years.
Oh boy. Well, looks like we got round 2 between AMT and Demon Sports. Oh, well. I mean, Storm probably shouldn't have been sending it from there, but that's moving under the braking, so that's more or less self-inflicted on Ryza's part.
Storm will absolutely make those moves. Just because he's got a wife and yes amount of kids doesn't mean he's the right to do all year.
That, the have a wife and kids at home thing, that only really applies to mortals, not Storm.
too stubborn to die sometimes.
I just saw this in, like, the corner of my eye when the camera was looking at you, but, like, Barbara had another moment here. Never mind, that just was her moving over, but, Tomlin sent it back down the inside. It's a weird, not quite
Crossover
connection. Not really. More like just fighting back normally. There's a weird, like, halfway connection between these two because, you know, Tomlin was one of the new recruits Tyler found when he left Urban Estate to create Southern Speed Co. And that sudden paradigm shift left Barbara without a team for a week or two before she reinstated the Nitro Knights. But I can assure you that Chevrolet support that Urban Estate used to have would have been very helpful last week. Fighting for the lead. Very slowly fighting for the lead. I feel like the Audi Quattro would have the advantage here, but I don't think Yuzuha is very experienced. The only thing she said was that she was good at low light conditions, but this is like early evening, so I wouldn't exactly call this low lighting condition. This would be a done deal if you didn't have a bunch of damage from Yuzuha's teammate. Basically team owner, although Bagstrom doesn't run the team, but he's like the team's lead driver. Oh, got held too wide there? How the fuck?
Lack of sense of self-preservation.
And she had a sense of elimination as she tried to hook you on the exit. Crossover attack, but you can never get the power down in that car. Yeah, and drag race to the line, which is off screen, but that is Yuzuha on debut by a nose, but not with maybe the best methodology in mind. Let's get a third-person view of that contact. I don't even know how you got ahead of her in her brakes there, but she just didn't care. I mean, yeah, she bounced off the curb, but this isn't even a big contact, but your car is just so sensitive on the throttle that anything would have been enough for you to lose a bit of control in this car. And the Quattro just barely has enough get up and go to stay ahead, despite you running up against her car. I don't think side draft works when aero efficiency of your two vehicles is tantamount to picnic tables. But, yeah. The debuting Yuzuha gets you by a nose, Barbara rounds out the podium, and the two home country drivers anyway, I don't think Tomlin is anywhere near around here, and neither is Isabel. Isabel's from Melbourne. Albert Park is not something we have access to. And I don't remember where Tank Tomlin is from, but they're both from Australia. There's not many Australians here, so if they're going to root for anybody, they're going to root for those two. But, yeah. Wasn't aware Team AMT would be making such a scene with anybody, let alone Demon Sports out of all teams. It's been a surprisingly long while since we have visited Fuji Speedway, but we all know the Challenge Series can't stay away from here for too long. The 750 class, so we're going to be seeing things absolutely scream down the front straightaway here. And then struggle for dear life in the third sector. Green from Fuji Speedway. I immediately have to clear my throat because my lungs hate me. And we have, I think, 2 debuting cars already running 1-2 at the moment. I don't think Bernice's C8 has shown up yet. But yeah, this is her 750 class car, and then right behind her is Iris's new 750 class car. like Pepsi car.
Get out of my head now!
I know there's kind of some like miniature rivalry going on because we have the Aspinall sisters in Ford GTs, but then further on back we have the Kurosawa sisters in Porsches, with Daya debuting one Porsche being overtaken maybe by another, much older one. That's the POV driver of Daiwa Akari in a 962C that just drove straight into the back of Hikari. And Daya did whatever that was. Interesting. And then Ruby is back here in what is technically a roof, but it looks basically the same. It looks like a duck and cracks like a duck. And she also has damage. A good one, Nico. Nico and then Wanda with her signature madness into turn 1, which, yeah, she did not avoid contact, so...
Oh, did Nico get assistance?
No. Expect to see quite a few cars going in on lap 1 here. Maybe not as many as I thought. Well,
lap
yeah.
1 objective, survive.
Now you're one of 11 that completed that. So something tells me in that pair of siblings rivalry, I think the Aspinalls are going to win that because they're running 3-4. No, 2-3. Well, probably 3-4 soon. I imagine the championship winning Porsche directly behind them has something to say about that. Or the other Porsche that has front end damage. That was close.
Oh!
Alright.
Okay.
You know, for somebody who was so critical of the driving standards a couple of weeks ago, Stephanie is kind of playing a little bit of bowling too. Iris has been absolutely mugged. I'm sure Isabel's seen that in her mirror and probably frowning a little bit, I would say.
Yeah, I'm just waiting for the moment somebody really messes with Iris and Isabel just decides to drop gloves. Speaking of taking gloves off, I am in a battle with Thea.
You're both dead even on the straightaways, though, so we don't really get much done on the straight. Instead, you just go under braking. She did not give you much space, but you still got by. Stephanie also got by Isabel pretty much the same way. Around the outside, there's all of that mechanical grip on the 962, and also aerodynamic, because, yeah, this car has both. Unlike other cars in the 750R group, which just kind of have one or the other. Crossover attack on a flat-out corner puts Daiwa Akari in P2. And good luck trying to outbrake a Group C car, Stephanie. Not even you can manage that. Interesting sight to see Stephanie getting overtaken by a fellow Porsche driver who's not associated with her team. Oh, Bernice is going to pinch. Crossover attack.
Something that old.
I mean, it's a race car, you know.
Yeah.
It's just going to suck on the straightaways. Yeah, but they basically had to redesign racetracks around this thing. So.
Waiting for the top speed issue.
There it is. Not as much as I thought it would be, but it doesn't have the top end. It's. I guess it's just the gears are perfectly set up. Oh boy. That is a very long way back. How did you outbrake a Group 3 car, Dedrick? Just swats Iris out of the way. That might be a problem for later.
I'll make popcorn.
Because that is the representative of Porsche AG, the same team that Stephanie is on, so...
I'll make popcorn.
Yeah, in case AMT versus Demon Sports was something up. Alright. Just barge Akari out of the way of Stephanie. She did not like being passed by the other Porsche in the room. And the chaos has brought Isabel back into the fold. I don't know if we can say back into. I don't think she was in it to begin with. At the current moment, you are the only male driver in the top 8. The next one along is Akira in 9th. And then Schwartz, who just got by one of the glass to get back into the top 10. He did that and then lost like 5 places because how few vehicles have gotten through this lap without damage. I feel like I've seen this before. Tries the long way around. Nope. Crossover attack in slow motion, basically. Crossover attack. Akari is winning the mental game, but unfortunately, she can't win the straightaway game like this, so... Not with that parachute on the front of her 962. She always gets the better exit. The 962 is competitive at low ranges, but once it gets out of 4th gear, these other 3 fighting it just kind of eat it alive. It has better brakes, but not better enough when Bernice just kind of closes the door on the way into the apex.
Yeah, it's kind of weird how... If you look at the speeds of these cars, and they're entering the braking zone at about 200, if not over 200 miles an hour, and that is considered slow for this class. For what class is, personally, I've always considered 750 Street and 750 Race as, 2 different,
Yeah, Bernice? If Gap Corvette, I guess. Clearly she'll learn that one from you. I don't know, she's got her own little brand of insanity. I guess I can't always pin that on you, but... It's the easy choice. Well, that time Akari left the fucking lane open, so of course Bernice is gonna throw it there. Didn't matter.
Corvette.
Yeah. I'm sure we'll see it here too, yeah. Akari's taking it the way you're supposed to, but Bernice does not care for convention. Probably because she knows that if she can just disrupt Akari's ability to drive off the turn, she can get her in the long run on the straight, but instead Stephanie is going to try and get both of them 3 wide over the finish line. White flag, Akari back down to 3rd, who will come out on top at the end of turn 1. Crossover attack from the 200 car.
Oh.
Door checking. But I think Bernice has kind of earned that. She's not above it herself. Stephanie to the lead.
So clean.
They're clean enough, certainly when compared to last round. Around the outside for the ancient Group C machine. Back into the lead for the 20 car. Oh boy! If Gap Corvette! Oh my god. I don't think there was a gap, but I don't think Bernice cared. There was almost contact there too.
And the gloves are off in this final sector.
Perhaps in the grass. The 235 literally doing everything to stay ahead of a car literally designed for slower corners compared to a Corvette. The better exit. Swats Zyra out of the way. Does Bernice know that's not an AMT driver? Huge oversteer on exit.
And here we go, drag race. Side by side.
962 has the advantage early, but now it's gone.
At the line.
That's another neck and neck finish, but that's Bernice by a half a Corvette. And Stephanie was
Oh,
right there too to probably take the fight down to turn 1 for sure. Isabelle at the second top 5, but she does not have the straight line speed to contend with this. Daiwa 5th with her Porsche's debut, basically by default is one of only 9 cars to not take damage during the race. And by the end of it, the fastest cars that had taken damage were catching up to the slowest ones that didn't. I have to wonder if Daya was catching, or you and Daya were no, you were not. Those are minute 40s to their minute 38s. So yeah, very much class of the field up at the top 4. Isabelle basically desperately chasing after them, but yeah, this was, it was these 3 putting on the performance of a lifetime from Fuji. And that is why we usually come here like once or twice a month. Deep Forest. You can do that with basically any track with 3 syllables in the name.
attempt number 2.
Yeah, I gotta love the game crashing. Or replay crashing, one or the other.
Yes.
I don't know, the original intro mentioned the weird suspension regulations, which weren't regulations, it's just, this track is weird. The final turn is very abnormal, and you don't really see it anywhere else in the Challenge series, so we're kind of past that. I think everybody is kind of more or less aware of that turn finally. It was mostly the final. You had a couple of cars bottom out at that hairpin down there, but it was mostly the last turn. We have the 715 class at Deep Forest. It's kind of hitting on the mainstays. We've kind of avoided them the last couple of weeks, but all we're missing this week is Watkins Glen, basically. Instead,
I tried, but they were busy.
Yeah, I wasn't aware Watkins Glen had racing in early March, but here we are. We are green from Deep Forest. Spot the four-wheel drive vehicle. Get out of my head! Yeah, Alice jumps from 4th to the lead. Silica jumps from 5th to 2nd. And I'll use her as a second vehicle in her repertoire. AMT gave her a second vehicle before they gave one to Alice, or before Alice got one. Take your pick. Which is just funny to me. They're associated with one another. I'm not exactly sure how. I'm not with the friends. I'm just trying to think of like. I don't know if Yuzuha joined because of Alice or if Alice told Yuzuha to be here. That was weird.
Silica's not going to take too kindly to that, or...
It's Silica. I don't really see her as a particularly vindictive type.
Right, yeah.
Oh boy. Speaking of vindictive types, Ellie damn near knocks Katie Rose's quarterfinal down, but
Which would have been a fight I would pay money to see.
I think you'd pay money to see any fight, but I don't... The problem is, there really isn't any fighting anybody on your team, so I don't know why you'd be entertained by something that would last 3 seconds.
Speaking of Demon Sports, the POV driver for this race is Buck.
Yeah, but it's actually Katie that's throwing the first punch at AMT in this race.
Yeah, it was a weird stack-up accordion effect.
Yeah, it was mostly because of a Nitori, but, you know, it's the car behind's job not to hit the car in front, which Katie failed to do.
Usually the sharpest thing in the car is one of her knives.
I imagine all of them are probably sharper than her.
You want to tell her that yourself?
Not particularly.
Fair enough.
like your other two Demon Sports drivers are, is there a horn back here? Yeah? Yeah, I did. To a pair of AMT drivers ahead of Buck, so... Oh boy. Hammer just forgot how to take that corner. Hammer's not moving in the braking zone. That was... I mean, that's kind of how you make that turn, but it also isn't. That was just weird.
Yeah.
Buck will pass with no further issues. Yuza's not doing great in that Beetle. She was passed by Honoka on the straight, and Rain tried to do the same at the hairpin. I'm eventually going to get the move done on the following straight. And now Isabelle is in her mirrors too. And I imagine the Mustang will probably have more power. Buck is gonna force that through. I don't know why Yuzuha even moved over, but Buck, no, Isabelle gets by. Buck is next, as I was trying to say. Kind of surprised they don't just see him choosing violence. Oh, I see minor contact. Minor contact. Most of these are actually just Buck, just kind of trying to exist in the same space as the Bug.
Buck is being way more patient than he normally is, and that's concerning. Uh-oh.
Well, I think that patience may have just expired as Yuzuha squeezes him into the inside wall. There goes Ryza.
Someone get the medical team. Oh.
Yeah. Honestly, I'm not gonna say she didn't have that coming.
Yeah.
I mean, she tried to right hook him at the hairpin.
Yeah, I think
no.
that's self-defense.
Yeah, no, I'm siding with Buck here. Yuzuha is just kind of a fucking klutz, I'm already seeing. Not a great first impression that you've managed to door an admin for the win, and then do that clown shit on the back straightaway with Buck, of all people. Obviously, she's not been around long enough to know that every driver on your team kind of has a reputation of don't look at them sideways if you'd like to keep your liver inside your body.
Add that one to the list.
And I've just given Katie another threat to use next time, I reckon.
Probably. Because
Lily's-
things are threatening.
And Lily is trying to stick with the lead too. Bernice has just silently climbed to the lead. I have paid no attention to the front of the pack because Buck has been doing Buck things. I say
Buck was
has been
defending
doing,
himself.
I say Buck has been doing Buck things more so. That's just a blanket statement. There we go. More than anything, because it's not like he's been doing his thing, but he's been given a reason to.
Yeah.
What has Bernice gotten up here, honestly? Well, what the fuck's going on here, right? The chaos behind Yuzuha, Bernice... I think Bernice and Yuzuha also know each other? Bernice knows Alice, vaguely, and Yuzuha and Alice are friends, so there's just a weird... Again, there's a lot of things just kind of like halfway connected this week.
People know of each other's existence.
I'm not sure how they would know each other, though. Alice is British, Yuzuha is Japanese, and Bernice is American.
Sounds like the start of a very weird joke.
Well, Silica, yeah, she's not really gonna be able to do much against that, but Bernice is able to easily outbrake Lily because her car is, half a century newer and has, like, aero and shit. So that's how she gets the second.
And also, getting away from Lily under acceleration is, doable.
Yeah, it's the higher to top end that you have to look out for that Corvette, but it can't do much else because it has to brake so much earlier. 1950s braking technology.
I can't believe you got such a great feel for that Corvette.
Wasn't that basically a scrapper?
Yeah, somebody crashed it.
The fuck's that driving Corvettes? Like that, anyway. And Bernice just took the lead at turn 1, so that's pretty fucking pedestrian, all things considered. Buck Dust Silica at turn 1. Riza and Isabel fighting. You want to talk about fights you pay to see. I think those two would be... Those two throwing hands would be wild.
Riza and Isabel?
Yeah. And, you know, it wouldn't be over in 3 seconds and result in multiple ruined friendships if it happened on, like, the Buck throwing hands with Ellie, or was it Katie that you mentioned in the previous attempt at
Katie
recording
and
this? I mean, either one, it kind of ends the same way.
Ellie ends up more holy than the Pope.
Yeah, and then the entirety of my team stops even vaguely associating with Demon Sports. Oh boy.
You get that.
Oh boy. You get that in just bigger snap oversteers. I guess with how much power that Corvette is sitting on, this is kind of inevitable. And then just rejoin straight into Riza's car. Okay. If I go down, I'm taking you with me type shit. And Buck has to scramble to avoid his own sister. Half-sister. Shit. He is not in this race.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, that is still something I have no idea what happened. Did Lily just have a blonde moment? Here, did she stop blonde? Or did Lily decide to also throw fenders?
I mean, I imagine your entire team has been made very aware of the things that happened in the first race of the week.
Yeah, but Lily's what we would describe as a cinnamon roll. She's just fine. She doesn't do it. She's not a homicidal maniac, unlike her siblings.
I feel like by association, there's at least a piece of that in her somewhere.
Oh, yeah, definitely deep down in her soul, probably. But,
I don't think Alice has any response for the Vipere, so it looks like Bernice is a single hairpin away from winning 2 races in a row this week. She gets a photo finish against Akari at Fuji, and now a little more convincingly is going to grab the victory at Deep Forest. Alice second, Honoka on the podium. Barely. Rain was right there, and I'm sure Buck would have probably gotten on the podium and instead if there were another lap.
yeah.
Isabel has finished 5-4-6 this week. A little inconsistency back here.
Waiting for that podium.
Oh, should have got 2 more races this week.